Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking on Adebayo Salami, who's popularly known as Oga Bello. Adebayo Salami is known to be a veteran actor, filmmaker, movie producer, and a director. Adebayo Salami is from Kwara State, but he was born on 9th May 1956 in Lagos, where he had his secondary and primary school. Speaking of primary school and secondary school education, this was where he met the love of his life, IREKE. The two of them spoke about how their love story started and how it went and how it is going. He mentioned how he desired to have just one wife, which is Ajike, but as the Lord will have it and as Almighty God will have it and destiny as well will have it, he couldn't help but have so many women and have several children. Looking on how they became friends from primary school, he said in his words, "Yes, we were friends from primary school. Our uniforms were pinafore and she had a way of rocking hers. That was how I noticed that, so I always give her punishment whenever she does anything wrong. Sometimes I tell her, you will wash toilet. Then later, she would buy me meat pie from Kingsway, rice from Yakongo, and that was how we became friends. We got so close during our primary school days, but there was no emotional attachment." End quote. If you know Yakongo rice and Kingsway meat pie, then you know that Madam Ajike is from a rich family. Ajike also said yes, they met in primary school and it was very popular, that is Oga Bello. She said they usually call him Oba, and for her, she didn't like people that are way too popular, and for this, she didn't pay attention to this. On knowing that she didn't pay attention to him, this was what got Oga Bello's attention and wonder, who is this girl that is not falling for me like every other woman at my beck and call? And this was what made him have interest in her. Well, you may be wondering that how is it that from primary school they're already talking about love, calling that in those days at least you'll be like 12 or 13 to be in primary school, not nowadays when children of 6, 7 are already in primary school. So, and also it was just a genuine likeness, there was nothing extra attached. This was Oga Bello clearing the air. Oga Bello said, and I quote, "As I said, when we started, we didn't know it was love. There was no attachment at all. Don't also forget that when we were much younger, you dare not allow your parents to know that you are in love with any girl or boy. So what we did then was whenever we want to see each other, I will ride my bicycle and whistle. She understands whenever she hears me and always runs out to see me. There was no mobile phone yet and we were able to see each other whenever we so wished. Many were always surprised that we know how to give each other signals despite how young we were. Though the toasting has been going on then while we were in primary school, but we didn't know it was called love. You know, the intimacy started right from when she will help me fetch water, but we didn't know it will lead to marriage. We just loved one another. So it started like a joke until secondary school. It dawned on us that it was love after we gained admission into secondary school. During our primary school days, all we did was just writing all these small letters. Do you love me? Yes, no, laughs. It was pure innocent love. I always sent letters in secondary school." End quote. This was Adebayo Salami explaining the love and the genuinity they had for each other, and there wasn't anything physically intimate between himself and his now wife. Always beautiful not just to see all these roles in movies, but actually hear the real life part of it. This is actually not a movie or a script. This actually happened. All these olden days love. It's so sweet to hear this and so encouraging. But well, you wonder, even after all this primary school love, Oga Bello still has numerous wives and a lot of children. What was the cause and how did they get to that stage? We were speaking about what sustained his marriage. He said, "What has sustained our marriage is the fact that she abides by all my rules. She loves me unconditionally and she also makes the marriage work. My wife is one in a million. She is not a two-faced wife. Aside from this, when we left school and I was working with Federal Ministry of Housing and I was still acting, all I wanted for my life is me and my wife. But Almighty Allah said that it's not my destiny. I remember after we got married in 1975, we will eat breakfast together before I will go to the office. When it's time for lunch, I used to close by 3 o'clock. Then I will come home straight to eat lunch. After a few hours, I will go to rehearsal. My dinner is ready. Whenever I receive my salary, I will go to the supermarket to do shopping. Then my wife was a teacher. She would have also bought foodstuff. She didn't do the teaching for long before she started business. She's always traveling from London, the USA to buy goods to sell. But after stardom, I couldn't manage it anymore. And that was why I said it is destiny. Though I was told that it is my destiny, but I couldn't help or stop it. I remember when the children were getting many, I always tell myself, what rubbish have I got myself into? Yet I didn't stop. Do you know that despite all the things I did, my wife didn't fight me? This is why I love her so much and I respect her too. The only thing I told God is that no matter what happens, no matter who the person is, either a baby mama or a wife, no one can disrespect my wife, Ejide, and they know. End quote. This was Oga Bello explaining that as much as he would have loved to just remain with his wife, destiny couldn't help it. I guess it was told beforehand that you are going to have numerous wives and numerous children. You shall be surrounded by many nations. And after stardom came, it couldn't help so many women flocking around him, and it couldn't help but to have them to himself. Madam Ejide's reaction to this was that initially when this whole marriage thing started swaying left, right, women coming in, flocking around her husband, she would cry herself to stupor. And then out of the blue, she just told herself, I have male children, I have female children. See, my husband has brought other women's children for me to train. Why do I have to stress myself? Let me go and cook something for these children to eat. After all, I love him and there's nothing I want to do about it. My parents had told me before now that once you are in your husband's house, remain there. There's no room for you in our house again. Don't come and complain. And on knowing this, she decided to keep this to herself, that before her parents knew that her husband had another wife, it took a longer while. And because her elder sister couldn't endure in her husband's house, she didn't want to go through that lane, and she just had to maintain her cool and take whatever comes with her marriage and not involve any family or anyone in it. And that she has accepted her husband the way he is, and they love each other for that. If she comes back in 100 years to marry again, she will still choose her husband over any other man in this world, because he's caring and he's loving and he loves him that way. I explained how Oga Bello usually runs away anytime he impregnates any woman. He would send his friends to come over to apologize and beg her just to accept the pregnancy and the wife. Instead of her to get mad, she would just tell them that, please help me find my husband, tell him to come home. I'm not angry, I love him, and the fact that I love him, I can't get angry with him. In her words, I think he also saw that it was too much. This was why I didn't have friends. I didn't want friends to tell me things that would make me hate my husband. So the last one he did, he ran away. I had to tell his friends to help me look for him that I am not angry. I love my husband so much. Speaking of if she was angry or not, she said, angry? No. But as human beings, sometimes it is painful. Sometimes I think about it, but love won't allow me get angry. I just tell myself, I have my own kids, I have boys, I have girls, what else? So I told myself I will be patient with him and look after my children. While doing this, my husband brought home his other children for me to train, and that was how I trained them all together. He said, my husband is so caring, even if it is my family or with his family. He loves me a lot and always shows it. He loves all of his children to a fault. I have been living with my husband for over 4 decades, and a day like this has never come. I thank God that a day like this is here. I thank God that our children are making us proud. End quote. This was the love of Adebayo Salami's life, explaining irrespective and irregardless of how much children my husband has for other women, I don't mind. I love him, he loves me, we love each other. Well guys, there you have it. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment in the comment section below. Thank you. Bye.